72.2 million people need to feel assured that we took their concerns seriously. But what if out of, 150 million ballots, we had hundreds of thousands that wouldn't have had an impact, that were improper or fraudulent? And even though it wouldn't have changed the results, people feel like it would, and that triggers some kind of unrest or outrage.
But here's the thing. We've been through this before, and I'm sure Alex remembers this. In 2000, we were told
Gore v. Bush.
Consistently, repeatedly, that not every vote in Florida was counted. We were told the Supreme Court stopped the vote, and we were never going to know the right answer. Michael Moore made that movie about the election. The New York Times, I think, was the ones who counted every single vote. They counted every single vote repeatedly. With the Chads, without the Chads. Bush's margin of victory varied. There was no count where Gore had a margin of victory to win. But people will, to this day, tell you that not every vote in Florida was counted. So this is an escalation that's been going on for 20 years, at the very least.
Well, so I guess the issue then is people are going to choose what they think is the truth.
I think the issue is democracy is a sham, and it's ridiculous that I have to live my life based on what a lot of other people find popular.
The rabble.
The rabble, yeah.
Well, so what's the solution?
Freedom.
What does that mean?
Means to not have any kind of government, to have people who are nobodies who win popularity contests telling me how to live my life.
I can certainly respect the argument against the popularity contests, but I disagree with the absolute freedom in that we've seen, like, I think it was the Cuyahoga River was just polluted to an extreme end until it burst into flames.
If the river was private property, then you're not allowed to pollute it.
But all I know
public
is,
rights and everything. It was public property. That's the problem.
So how do you like
if everything is owned by someone?
And this is the problem I've had, because I had a conversation. Maybe you can answer this question. If I build a house somewhere in the middle of nowhere next to a river and I'm drinking that water, and then you say, well, I'm going to walk upstream and start taking a dump in that water. Well, that part of the river is yours, right? Or what? Who owns the whole river?
Water rights, I'm not a lawyer, but
I will tell you, that's a navigable waterway. And generally, everyone has group rights to the water.
That's public.
That's communism. Group rights. Take that back to Russia.
No, I'm just telling you.
I'm positive, without knowing anything about this issue, that water rights is something that has already been legally adjudicated.
But I'm saying,
that
like,
even if it wasn't public,
this is surface water, and you have deep water. You have mineral rights.
Sure.
So there's two different types of water.
Like, I can't put a flag. Like,
and separately in runoff language, there's the runoff water as well.
I can't, in my house, shoot a laser into your house or a bright light, even though it's still your house, because that's violating your space.
Right.
So this would become a property rights issue. I'm not sure how that would actually be resolved, but the point is, this is something that there's already very many.
But you're talking about government then?
No, I'm talking about some kind of security and private defense.
By the way, have you ever seen a tinfoil hat made that nice?
No.
So
of course not. That's why I'm taking it home.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm not joking. I'm putting this on my mantle. I'll send you a photo, Alex. I'm not kidding.
How would you resolve disputes between, in these cases?
By battle axe.
Yeah, hire two competing private security forces who go against each other.
We have that now. The point is, whenever the government has, it's amazing that if you have courts through a government monopoly, all that does is make things more expensive, more inefficient, and impossible to have a resolution. Whereas if you and I have an issue vis-a-vis eBay, or I'm having a sweater issue with Macy's, or some kind of condo association, those are resolved. Maybe you don't like the outcome, but they're at least be cheaper.
Okay, let's get serious the time we have left. What are the questions when this ends we wish we would have asked? Because we were sitting there discussing this. I want to say it. I think Trump pulls this out. Evidence of fraud comes out. And I think he is the 45th president in his second term. Where did that imprint come from? Why is every culture getting?
Because we understand life. Well, it's why
that is the most wrong sentence you've ever said.
What we
understand life.
Okay, fine. We understand some things.